Hey guys, Rocky again. Welcome back to another video. So I know it's been a few weeks since I last made an upload. I currently have a new job that demands a lot more, basically. And my kids are getting older now, so I want to spend more time with me. This is a hobby. Any thought of this ever making any real money disappeared decades ago. So when I get time to make videos, I make videos. And currently it's Sunday morning. It's early. My wife and youngest have gone to the car boot sales. If they bring anything interesting back, I might make another video. However, the recent finds have taught me otherwise. So in this one, I want something that I actually realised the other day. This is 2020, which is crazy. But that means that I've been, forgive me, retro gaming for 20 years now. So I thought I'd have a little chat about that. So 2002, I'd left university. I was still living at home. At that point I was single in my life. I had a full-time job. I was earning good money. Well, money wasn't really good. And during the university time, somebody had introduced me to a NES emulator that I'd split across multiple discs and took back to the student halls and played on my PC, which was cool. I'd also got, when I moved back home, I'd also gotten broadband. Well, broadband, like 1 or 2 megabits, which is infinitely faster than 56k. eBay. I'd been banging on selling on Yahoo auctions, and then that pulled out the UK, so I switched to eBay. My eBay account was registered in Feb of 2001, so I think I had been buying and selling some bits and bobs by that point, in some point in 2002. However, for some bizarre reason, I took a notion to have a look at Amiga stuff. First of all, I bought this. Not this precise one, but one of these, big box pushover. So I really like this Amiga game. It's good. It came in my 600 pack. It was on the first I ever played. So I bought that, and I remember distinctly that was £2.20 delivered. Then I thought, I need an Amiga. So I bought an unboxed Amiga 600, which I have no idea what happened to. I must have either resold it or it's disappeared somewhere. And that was £23 delivered on eBay in 2002. I wired it up to my 14-inch CRT TV that I had mounted way up on the wall behind me at the time. And I played Pushover. Came a workbench disc and a few other bits and bobs, and I played that, and I kind of got my retro fill for that, and I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. I forgot how slow Amigas are, compared to, obviously, modern PCs at that point. So, fast forward a couple of years, I bought a flat. My girlfriend and I moved in together. She brought a really nice Philips 22-inch CRT, which was our main living room TV. Around this time, that sort of Game Station was selling a lot of retro stuff, so we ended up with a Dreamcast and a ton of games, an N64 and a ton of games, an original Xbox. Also, that was the first time I think later, when the 360 came out, my brother-in-law brought his over, and I played it, and I was like, oh, this is impressive. So at that point, I'd kind of built up a retro gaming collection. I remember buying a lot of... Remember, you could buy a light gun, an official Dreamcast light gun, if Game Station had them in stock for £5, and they would sell on eBay for like 25 or 30 at that point. So we had a lot of fun with that. I remember when the Wii came out, we got a Wii. My missus played that a lot on that TV. So we had a decent retro section. I mean, at that point, well, we're talking 2004, 5, 6. The Dreamcast wasn't even that old. We played a lot of Soul Calibur, a lot of Crazy Taxi. N64, we played through a lot of GoldenEye, played through a lot of Mario 64. But I remember distinctly that I remember buying a boxed Mario 64 for £12 in the shop. Boxed, yeah. And the guy said to me, oh, once you're done with it, bring it back, we'll give you £8 for it. And I'm like, yeah, and now you look at the prices of the Mario 64. Yeah. Or any Super Nintendo game. So that's where it kind of restarted for me. Then when my graphics card, my PC blew up, rather than buying another one, I bought an Xbox 360, and that kind of got me into the more modern stuff, and that's when I started sort of 360 gaming, which was modern at the time. Eventually we moved to this house, and even when we moved in here, retro prices weren't that crazy. If you look at the earlier videos on this channel, you know, I was still buying stuff relatively cheaply compared to what it is now. I think sort of height of that would be when I had that Atari Jaguar CD, which is just a weird thing to own. Nobody's really you're not missing out by not playing any of the games on it. Trust me, they are. It's a historical curiosity that I've had my curiosity satisfied with it. Don't necessarily means that if one came up cheap now, I wouldn't buy it. But I think I ended up with about 6 or 7 boxed games, and a few of them were still sealed, and they were not expensive. Even back then, even pre-2012, I would say they weren't that bad. There was one evening I remember a friend of mine was over. We were messing around with Windows 8. Had just sort of been released-ish, and I'd put it on a PC that I'd had, and I had gotten a Wii U brand. Like, this is like Wii U release window, and yeah, it became evident that console wasn't really going to go anywhere. And then also linked up to the same TV was that Atari Jaguar CD. I think we played, or we tried to play, the flight simulator shooty F-19 Lightning one, and it just yeah. So I've kind of been retro gaming ever since, and every year that passes now, this stuff, as I've said a lot of times before, is this stuff gets a little older, it gets a little more or a lot more expensive. The pandemic has really zipped that forward a bit, I think. But also, people who grew up with this stuff are older now, and they have disposable income, but then we will reach a point where, sadly, those people will start to die. Like, all the old Atari, you know, the guys that really love Atari 600, the console they grew up with, I'm right at the tail end of that. But the people that, you know, were maybe teenagers when they had it, you know, they're now in their 50s and 60s, 70s now. And, yeah, what's going to happen when they all start to go? The market will just get flooded with them all, because while they're interesting to have for a curiosity's sake, and maybe the odd quick blast on, it's not something you're going to be playing daily. It's not like a Super Nintendo or even an NES or an Amiga or stuff of that generation, where the stuff is still very playable. The 2600 games, there are far better versions of the games available, even in the same sort of era. I know this has been a bit of a ramble video. I just thought to make a quick video about stuff. 20 years in retro gaming, it's just kind of crazy. I remember at the highlight, maybe 2000, and living here, both my wishes and I were earning full-time wages, no children, so 2007, 8, 9, with tons of free money. So we were just, I was buying stuff left, right and centre, and stuff was still relatively cheap. It was great. And now, let me just quickly, let me have a look at eBay, because I was watching a few things the other day. Right, it didn't wins. Here we go. Faulty Dreamcast doesn't read discs, so you could maybe do the GD-ROM mode. £31. That's just the console only. There's another one I was looking at. It was an Amiga 500 Plus. It was really yellowed. But it was. I'm just going to look at solds right now, because I was absolutely shocked at how much it sold. Even the bids were at, because the condition was just horrendous. So UK only. That's where I am, because EB insists on showing us all the American stuff. Ended recently. Here we go. It is an extremely yellowed Amiga 500 Plus that looks like it's been in a shed for decades. Like, it's just horrible. There is no software, no nothing, no thingies. So the description was horrendous. Commodore Amiga A500 Plus PC for parts. This ended on bids at £143 plus £8 postage. I mean, the chances are that that motherboard's rotten because the Vatar battery is still in it. There is a RAM. He has taken the trapdoor off, and there is a RAM expansion, and the warranty seal is intact, so that Vatar battery has leaked. So there's £150 for a thing that doesn't even work. And they were at car boot sales even a decade ago for nothing. I remember buying boxes of Spectrum and 364 games for £5 and £10, and it'd be like a massive box, and in the bottom there'd be a computer as well. Yeah. Now it's like those same boxes. I seen on some of them on the retro sale groups. Oh, here's a box of Spectrum games, £200. And you're like, but that computer's been, yeah. Anyway, you know, it's just, I've got children and responsibilities now, and prices of everything has gone horrendous. You know, retro gaming, while fun and great, and I have, you know, bought some stuff recently. Obviously, that Vectrix is still sitting there. I've still got the Syndion light gun. I think you can see it in Titanium Blue. That's not even been looked at yet. I've kind of messed about with it, but I don't really want to use my Pi 400s for it. I want to use a Pi 4, but of course you can't get them right now because prices are ridiculous, and I'm not paying double what they're worth from a scalper. I have ordered something really special as a little treat to myself. It is custom made, so it is taking a long time to make. It'll be about 6 to 8 weeks, so I mean, I'll do a video on that. But anyway, guys, so that's me. 20 years in retro gaming, and probably going forward. I mean, I'm now in my early. I'll still class myself as being in my early 40s. I don't even know what 10 years from now, when I'm in my 50s, I don't know what the prices will be like. What I'll still have set up. I mean, the 360 is kind of still sort of supported right now, and I still really enjoy blasting about with that. I am lucky enough to have the modern stuff, but my kids play it more than I do. I mean, recently I've been using this with Pi Amiga, which is not without its problems, but it is fun. So anyway, that's my rant over. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.